Okay, welcome to Studio 120 and Studio Mate in another state. Wait a minute. Alright, if you've been watching these videos or following me on Instagram or any of the other places that we post on, I've talked about Bugsy, and I've shown a ton of pictures of Bugsy. In fact, I made a video about Bugsy a while ago. It's really hard. Yesterday, I had to make the decision to euthanize him. So, Bugsy's gone. He died at 9 o'clock last night, out here, actually, right here. I cleaned out my studio. If you could see, it's a lot. If you could see, you would know it's a lot cleaner than it was. I vacuumed, washed the floors, cleaned up the painting tables, made it really clean out here. Set up a little bed for him. After I talked to the vet, well, actually, I made the decision once we called my son. We had a video chat with my son yesterday morning, and Bugsy didn't respond to him at all. And that's not like Bugsy. So I know it was time. So we went for our last walk. And then I put him on the scooter and we went for our last scooter ride. He had hot dogs and ice cream. Excuse me. I fed him hot dogs and ice cream. We stayed in the backyard for a little bit, sniffed around for a raccoon that's been driving him crazy the past couple weeks. My neighbor came over and said a prayer over him. My neighbor Kirby. Then we called my son, and I laid on the floor with the camera, and we talked. But I mainly kept the camera on Bugsy, so they could see each other, but Bugsy never responded to him, which was really unusual because my son is his brother, and I always said to him, "Look, it's your brother, and he would just go bananas. So we talked until the vet showed up, and then he and I came out here. They gave him a shot for, if you haven't been through it, they give your pet a shot, or my case, he was my other son, he was my buddy, he was my best friend, and my studio mate, anyway. If you don't know, they give him a shot just to kind of calm him down, get him chill. They gave him the shot. He got up, and he hasn't done this in forever, and I've been thinking, God, I miss him scratching on the door. He got up, walked to the door, and started scratching to get in, to get away from the vet, because the vet does things like give him shots and clean his teeth. So he scratched on the door, and I said, can we go in for a little bit? And they said, yeah, that's fine, that's perfectly fine. So we went inside. We walked around for a minute, and then I picked him up. We sat down in our chair. We have a big red chair. And we sat down in it. And I held him. And I could feel him getting, just kind of relaxing. And I could see he was getting confused. But his body went a little limp. And I just sat with him, and I just rocked him. Told him how much he was loved. Told him he was my man. And he does have a lot of friends around the world, and people who know who are absolutely crushed that he was sick and now he's gone. So I kept telling him, "You are so loved. You are so loved." And kissed him and kissed him and hugged him. And then I could feel all of his weight just whoosh. So I brought him out, put him down on the little bed that I made for him with pillows that he and I used together. And the blanket that I made for him, I crocheted for him, I put him down on that and the sheet. His head was up in that direction. I laid down right next to him. Realized my fly was down almost the entire time that the vet was here and we were walking around, so I zipped that up. Typical. And we were eye to eye. We had our eyes on each other exactly the way we have for the last 15 years. Kept our eyes on each other. He took his eye off once because the vet did something. This is just probably a heartbeat before he passed. He lifted his eye up, and then he went back to me, and that was it. And I kept my hand on his head, and I just kept patting him, just his head, and his nose, and his head, and his ears. And I kept telling him, "You are so loved. You're my man." But we were like this. We were like this. And I did get to kiss him and kiss him and kiss him and kiss him and kiss him before they gave him the last shot. And I just kept telling him, "You're so good. So many people love you. Thank you. You're the best man I've ever known." You are so loved. And he went. He never closed his eyes. He kept his eyes on me. They left me alone with him, and I just kept kissing him and petting him. They were here for a good 15 minutes more. We took paw prints. They did an impression of his paw, and I've been trying to make impressions of the impression of his paw. It's not working out well because there's so many people that I would like to send a Bugsy paw to, but it's not working well. I'm using Sculpty, and it keeps sticking to the polymer print. So I'm trying to figure something out. But they're doing the prints, and I couldn't let go of his head. I couldn't take my hands off. So I was helping to move him. I kept waiting for him to move. I was certain he was going to wake up and it wouldn't be over. I helped slide him into this. They have little body bags for pets, and I helped slide him in. And got to kiss him and pet him one more time, and they took him away. He's going to be cremated. A friend of mine is making little vessels for him. She's making 3, one for me, one for my son, and one for the man that talked me into taking Bugsy for a weekend 15 years ago. I was thinking about his teeth, his bottom teeth. Man, I would love that. I would love his mandible, but I can't do that to him. I don't want him hurt anymore. So they're just gonna, I don't want to be disrespectful to him. that little 19-pound dog carried me for 15 years through all my sadness and all my trouble. I can't bring him any more harm. I still can't believe we missed the tumors in his jaw. Two vets and I didn't notice the tumors. We did blood, we did everything. We did the stuff you're supposed to do. Everybody missed it, and there's nothing anyone could do by the time I saw it. He had huge tumors sticking out of his mouth, and I thought it was an abscessed tooth. I kept smelling bad breath, but I'm like, what have you been eating? Did you eat poo? And it was the infection in his mouth from the tumors. So please keep an eye on your dog. It's pretty common, and there's really nothing you can do. Once you see the tumors, it's in his jaw, in the mandible, and it's already spread. For Bugsy, it was down his throat. I could feel the lymph nodes, and the infection went to his brain. And when we were talking to my son, that's when I knew the infection was in his brain, and it had to be time, because he was like shuffling along, which wasn't Bugsy. So that's the news. Bugsy Tinklebottom. He came to me as Bugsy Malone from a horse farm in Wellfleet, Massachusetts, and he loved horses, and I always wanted to get him back because he loved the ocean. He loved the ocean, and he loved seaweed and chewing oyster shells or scallop shells. He loved chewing them. I don't know why. But we used to play, not really fetch, but like catch the seaweed. He loved it. He loved the ocean. He was so happy the second he could smell the ocean or in the woods. If he saw trees, he was the happiest man on earth. He knew we were getting out and we were going in the woods, and unfortunately we haven't been able to do that for 4 years. We did it in Virginia, but we can't do it here. There's too many weird things living in Florida that can eat them, or me. So, I was thinking a little while ago, yeah, I really wanted to get him back to Cape Cod. Let him smell the ocean one more time. I'll take his ashes back. The majority of them, but it's not the same. This is, oh, that's my mask. I can't get snot on my mask. So, there we are. I was thinking a little while ago, I took myself out for sad eating and pancakes. I wanted pancakes and bacon. So I walked up. I can't get on the scooter today. That was hours. Riding a scooter was hours, so couldn't get on the scooter, and I don't really need to. It's only about a mile away. So I took the medication for my RSD, and I walked up, and I had pancakes and bacon, and now I feel disgusting, but it was delicious. I can't eat butter, wheat, flour, bacon, sugar. Yep, had it all, syrup and all. It was delicious, and I cried. So I was sitting by myself at an Amish restaurant in a booth, crying and sad eating on a Sunday. Yeah, is it Sunday? Yeah, it's Sunday. That was fun for everyone around me. But I'm sitting there and I was thinking, God damn it, I meant to get a harmonica. I have my Uncle Robert's harmonica, and it's in the storage unit up in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. It's this little metal harmonica. My uncle died during the Korean War. Or no, he was in the Korean War. He died at home, but he was a little batty. He would periodically think everybody was Korean, and he'd pull out his gun and run around our little town and try and shoot people. And my dad was an undercover cop, so he could go pick him up in the police car. But yeah, he had mental problems because of the Korean War. So, but it was his, and I have it, and I used to play it all the time, like when we were in the mills. because nobody was there. I could play the harmonica and he would go berserk. He would be dancing around and barking and singing. And in our little place in Central Falls, when nobody was home, especially the heroin dealer upstairs, or the guy on crack and cocaine that was above me, when they weren't home, we'd play the harmonica and quietly, and he'd sing. And I was thinking, I'm eating my pancakes, and I really started sad crying because I meant to go get one. Just like pick up a toy one. But I'll tell you something really nice. I had it in my head I was going to get the cicadas. We have a huge tree outside full of cicadas. So it's evening and they're going to go berserko. But I kept thinking I got to go to Michael's and get some polymer to make a paw print. And he's gone, and the vet said to me, we can make a paw print if you like. And I went, oh my God. I was so grateful because I totally forgot. I'm upset with myself though because I meant to measure him. I wanted to measure his tail, measure his body, measure his head, just for me, just to have it. Because I'm weird. And I almost put my dog to sleep with my zipper all the way down, and I don't wear underpants. You're welcome, vet. Anyway, that's where I am. I had one other thing, not nearly as sad, but kind of very, very frustrating. Upsetting, actually. I have a painting that's done, or almost done, and I worked on it forever and a day. And when I was moving things around in the studio yesterday, I noticed, wait a minute, I'll get it, I'll show you. I don't know how this happened. It tore out from the brace, the canvas did. It tore out from the base. I have been painting, I'm 57. I've been painting pretty solidly for about 10 years now, but painting since I was a kid, right through, using all different types of canvases. I've probably used 100 of these, 200 of these. I have never seen this happen before. It's ripped from here to here, and I have no clue how it happened. Nothing was on it, there was no cut in it, it just poof. No cut in it that I saw, so I had to go get a new one. I got the same one, boink, because I kind of like the thicknesses on the sides, which I paint, I do work on. My favorite canvases are big boys, and they're by Soho Art Supplies, I believe, in Lower Manhattan. It's a 3-inch border. Those are my favorites. I can't get them anywhere else. I'm not stretching my own shit, so we go with this, because it's nice and deep. But I have never, ever seen this rip out before, so I've got to redo the entire painting. Yay me! And I started working on this. I've actually got a couple of other ones going too. I started a sister and brother portrait on 2 different canvases, and then I've got the husband-wife. The husband is up off the canvas a little bit, but I really should have brought them down here, but it didn't feel right when I started it. So I brought her up to almost the same eye level as him, which pushes him off the canvas. I just don't think it's that big of a deal. It's a little weird, because then I've got to figure out what I'm going to do down in his suit. So it could have been really dumb. She's wearing a wedding gown, but for some reason when I was looking at the material and I was sizing them both up, it just didn't feel right having her down lower and having his head down here. I can't tell you why. Didn't feel right. So I got this started. It is stick figure cartoonish level, but I'm just going to work on it now. So we're at Studio Mate in another state. Thank you for listening to me talk about Bugsy. We're going to get to work now. I'm going to put on Wine and Crime. Oh, and by the way, jingle, Patreon, hashtag cats, meow, meow, meow. And somebody asked me what I'm talking about when I do that, the hashtag cats. I actually do have cats that watch my videos and they like me. They like to watch my hands. I think they like to watch the paintbrush. But I've gotten photographs of cats that just like sit there and watch. I've got one in particular, Punky, who loves watching my videos. So the hashtag cats is about other people's cats, maybe my own, who is sitting right here on plastic wrap that I took off the canvases, happy as a clam. I've been letting him out here again because he stopped peeing on my rugs. I don't know why he started, and I don't know why he stopped, but we'll go with that. So that's the deal about the hashtag cats. They like watching me. All right, so let's do it again. Ready? Patreon, hashtag cats, meow, meow, meow. Sorry. I do that because I do have an account on Patreon. I'm trying to raise money. I'm taking monthly donations, monthly support. Kind of like a podcast. If you watch this channel, if you like my videos, if you'd like prints of my work or a mug or a t-shirt or whatever, maybe I'll add something Bugsy. Anyway, if you like my work and you'd like a print or a mug or a t-shirt or a tote bag, which I haven't put up, but they do have tote bags. Anyway, you go to patreon.com, look up Beck Lane Artist, I believe, and you'll find me. Go to my website, there's a link to it, becklaneartist.com, there's a link to Patreon. $5 a month, $10 a month, $20 a month. I can get a new iPad, we can upgrade this, we can start making the studio a little bit more professional, maybe nicer lights, lamps, so you can see what I'm doing, the same with the iPad. I was on Apple, they're sold out right now. New iPads are coming in later this month. Not through Apple, I'm not getting it through Apple. It's actually twice as much as if I go to Xfinity, where I have an account. They'll have them later this month. Anyway, I think I'm going to plug in the fan, and let's get to work. I'm going to listen to Wine and Crime. Welcome to, sorry, I'm just kind of lost. This is the most talking I've done in a couple of days. In about a half hour, Bugsy will have been gone for 24 hours. It's hard to conceive of. Anyway, let's get to work. Let's take our minds off terrible things, heartbreaking things, and just get some work done, okay? Kitty, you're going to have to move. You're not going to like this. Little kitty. Oh, wait a minute. I don't have to move you. Little kitty. Patreon, hashtag cats, meow, meow, meow. There. And the fan is right behind this iPad. You're welcome. Sorry, if you don't, you gotta listen to Wine and Crime. These girls get drunk online and tell stories about murder. Right now it's really funny. Oh, I wanted to tell you something. You see this shirt? This was one of my standard shirts about 65, 75 pounds ago. Look at this. I normally don't wear this. I accepted that because it's so friggin' big. And this is just a large. It's not an extra large, this is a large. Yeah, like 70, I think 70 pounds ago. I can't believe this used to fit me. It used to fit me. This episode they're doing Exorcist. This is really funny. Oh, shit. Okay, I didn't get far. I'm just going to keep working on it. This isn't about getting things done in a few minutes. Oh, let me turn off the fan. Studio 120 isn't about getting things done right away, getting things done in this fast, really impressive way. That's not the reality of painting. It's going to take time. I have to keep reorganizing and restructuring things. Studio 120 is about sharing time, sharing community, and sharing friendship, and sharing the death of your dog, your best friend, and how much weight you've lost, and how big your clothes can be. So, anyway, that's what Studio 120 is. That is what Studio Mate is. It's just sharing time and sharing stories and just being together. So thank you for joining me. Look, thank you. Look, that's what's hanging out under this big old shirt. Something a lot smaller. Anyway, look, meow, meow, meow. Right, kitty? Anyway, thank you for coming. Thank you for joining me for Studio 120 and Studio Mate in another state. Once again, our jingle. Don't forget to go to patreon.com. I haven't uploaded new images lately, new items. We do have merchandise there. We have ways that you can contribute. There's stuff from stickers. There's stickers all the way up to, you know, sending in money, supporting me, earning a painting. earning an actual painting of mine. I have two sizes that you can choose from, 36 by 36 up to 48 by 48 or something. So please go in and take a look. I will be loading more images, but keep in mind too that if you have an image of mine that you like, please let me know. And I will go on Patreon. I will put it into a mug or a sticker or a t-shirt or whatever you would like. Okay? So go to my website, becklane.com, go to Instagram, go to Facebook, where I yell at people and talk about how much I hate Trump and stupid things, but I also post my paintings. Just let me know, okay? It's that easy. We're very flexible. It's terribly fluid. Not terribly, it's fluid. It's really easy to take care of. Anyway, go to patreon.com. Now time for my jingle. Patreon. Oh, what is it? Oh, yeah. Patreon. #cats. Meow, meow, meow. Punky, we'll see you again soon. All right? Ciao.